Hello, this is the GMEA Middle School Lyrical Etude for the Bassoon, excerpted from Weissenborn, Volume 2, Number 15, in D minor. I'm going to begin by playing through the excerpt without the metronome set, as though it's an audition. I'll talk through a few strategies, and then I'll set the metronome and play with that. Lovely. So this is a really nice piece. Some items to watch out for. You've got a lot of dotted rhythms coming at you, both in the form of dotted quarter and eighth pairings, like in the first bar, and dotted eighths sixteenths, like in the next bar. One instance where I got in trouble while learning this was in bars 13 and 17. They have very similar melodies, but different rhythms. And it caught me by surprise the first time I read through this. So here's the pickup to 13. And here's the pickup to 17. So it's really important that you are aware of the difference. And this is just standard advice for everything that you learn. Remember, the rhythm comes first. So this excerpt does have some range. It goes up to high F. You need your upper range fingerings for all that. It does have some skips, but the main thing you need to be aware of is the rhythm. Be dead on accurate in your counting. One more little snag that I want to point out: in bar 15, there is what's called a turn on the end of beat 3. So I'll take it from the beginning of the bar. 2, 3. Let me turn on the metronome so you can hear that with the beat. So you have to count through that tied half note. That can be challenging. Sounds like 84. Sounds like I was just a little bit below 84, and that's all right. And so on. So hopefully you can hear where those triplet 16th notes lie on the end of beat 3. Ba-da-la-da, yada, yada. And that should fall under the fingers pretty well, as long as you've got the rhythm in your ear. Do pay attention to dynamics, dynamic contrast. There's a lot of these kinds of things that the panel will be listening for. What the panel won't be doing is holding up a metronome and checking, are you really at 84? That's why I started without the metronome, so you could hear what a typical audition might sound like. I feel like I conveyed the piece well enough, even if I wasn't exactly at 84. And so that's my message to you, is work this up so that you can comfortably play it in auditions, but you can't have a metronome on stage with you when you're taking the audition. And really, the metronome that you, the tempo that you have in your ear for this piece will be the right tempo within a certain within reasonable parameters. But I'm going to go ahead and play this with the metronome so you can hear what you will ultimately aim for. But again, if you're never comfortable playing this at 84, that's the metronome marking should not be your ultimate goal. Performing the piece comfortably should. And notice I had to disregard the metronome at the end so I could play the ritenuto. I hope this was helpful. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, and best of luck with your preparation.